In addition, it's going to give us a large gymnasium that we're going to be able to utilize as well, office space, and just classroom space for our volunteers to be able to teach and do everything that they need to do in there. I'm super excited, super proud, humbled to be a part of this process. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without Pam Stevenson. So Pam, can you come up and talk?
Gotta get it way down here for me, and I'll stand on my tiptoes. Okay. Thank you, Warden Williams. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming out here today. My name is Pam Stevenson. I'm one of the directors of Joseph's Hammer, the nonprofit formed to build this worship center. And on behalf of our board, we want to thank Warden Williams and Chaplain Cartwright for helping us organize this project and for their ongoing support. We couldn't have gotten this far without so much help from everybody that's involved. We didn't do anything except as messengers. We've been faithful, and that's a good thing. We are honored to have Ellen Halbert here. If you all have not realized it, but she is here. We are so thankful for her faithfulness and for her testimony. It's huge. And every single time there's a class, her story is told, and women are changed because of her goodness. Yeah, and her faithfulness. So we want to thank you, Ellen Halbert. We really appreciate it. We're also honored that representatives from TDCJ have joined us for this important milestone. And we do look forward to the day when you can stand right here in this building and tell us, well done. That's what we're looking for. Okay, we're really happy to have state and local government leaders here, as well as many of our community leaders and church leaders present. I'd like to stress that the Ellen Halbert unit is good for our community. It's good for our state. This place saves the taxpayers thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. There are women who go out and do works programs and clean up the parks and some of the local government buildings around the area, and they do save the taxpayers a lot of money. But this place is good for the community because their families, these ladies have families that come and visit them on the weekends. They have to buy gas and lodging and food, and they come in a steady stream every weekend into our community. So we know that this place is good for our community, and we are so grateful to have wonderful officers that commute here. As for the Joseph's Hammer team and our donors and church partners, all of the chaplaincy volunteers, we will all tell you that we're here for these ladies behind the fence, right? That's why we're here. Many of these women are first-time felons. They have an average of 4 children each. Most of them are completing a 6 to 8 month drug and alcohol treatment rehabilitation program so that they can go back and lead constructive lives, productive lives, back in their neighborhoods. These ladies, I want to tell you, they work hard. They wake up between 3:30 and 4:30 every single morning, and they have work to do. They have to get up, get ready, and then they go to work. They cook, they clean, they do everything that needs to be done around here, right? That's still the case. Okay. After that, they have to do their classes, their homework, and all of their treatment program. By 6 p.m., I want to tell you, they're exhausted. They could go right to sleep. And if they sign up for a chaplaincy program between 7 and 9 p.m., they're desperate for the Word of God. They want to know that they can break that cycle of abuse, and there's only one way to do it. They need a seed of hope, and they need to take it home to their families. But there's a problem out here. When the state of Texas built the Halbert unit in 1995, they ran out of money. They couldn't help it, but they didn't get the chapel built that was in the original plans. And so the Halbert unit has been back here in the cedar trees. There's a few oaks. And nobody noticed for 25 years that there was no chapel out here. Nobody in the community noticed it. And this whole time, they've been using cramped, borrowed classrooms in the education building. There's always a waiting list for the women who cannot go to worship or who cannot sign up for a Bible study or some other kind of a class, just because there's a lack of space out here. So that's why so many of you have encouraged and donated, and you want to help us to get this to the finish line regardless of the price increases or the delays. It's because of these ladies. So thank you so much for coming. I hope you'll join us in a few minutes over there at the Rodeo Event Center for coffee. It's right on the way out. Just stop by there, get a cup of coffee, a bottle of water, eat some cake, look at the plans with us. I want to introduce you to each one of our board members and thank a lot of people. So we have a little presentation over there. We'd love to answer your questions. Thank you so much, Ward.
Stole my thunder, all the things I was going to say. So now I don't have to say them. So we'll go right into our, I'm going to say dirt digging, but it's going to be our groundbreaking. They made me a lovely shovel and a helmet to wear, especially for me. So we'll get up. I invite my leadership to come up and participate with us with that. And then we'll, like I said, we'll do a benediction for praise, and then we'll go down there. Whoever wants to go down to the end of the road and have some cake and coffee. Mr. Lumpkin, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Just from our executive director Brian Collier, who could not be here today, to send his regards and absolute appreciation for all of the support of our thousands and thousands of partners that are volunteers, that RPD division helps with our wards and coordinating in long-term relationships and connections, and what you do to change and impact the ripple effect of the men and women who are getting ready to go back out into society and support their families. And it couldn't be done with the many of you that are here this morning and the thousands that come through the gates every single day. And just thank you, and just know we appreciate you more than you know for that, and support you. Thank you.
Mr. O'Daniel?
Just very briefly, I want to say that this puts me in mind of Matthew chapter 7, verse 15, that by your fruit ye shall know them, and a good tree beareth good fruit. And this is a beginning, a budding of a good tree. And we know from Mark that what kind of fruit will you get from a good tree? You will get fruit that will multiply 10-fold, 50-fold, 100-fold. And the women that you will benefit from this chapel will be that 10-fold, that 50-fold, that 100-fold. You are the good tree. This chapel is the good fruit. Thank you very much.
Ms. Halbert, would you like to speak?
Well, what I'd like to say is I always dreamed of having a chapel out here. It is finally coming through, going to happen. And I am so happy, and I'm so happy that everybody came here to talk about it and to see it and do the dirt. Yeah, do the dirt. Anyway, I was so happy to be here. You know, the community between here and Austin has really, it took us a long time to get here. And we left an hour and a half, and we just barely got here on time, and we're glad to be here. So thank all of you for coming. I just treasure the fact that I'm looking at so many people. Thank you.